Hello everybody, Mr. Sticksman here, and welcome to Stormworks Career Mode. Today we're going to carry on building the new truck, so let's get going. Okay, so I'm just thinking about a couple of ways of sort of blending this scoop into the bonnet or the hood here a bit better. I guess it should be black really like the rest of it already. And it might look a bit better. Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? That's okay. It's just whether it sort of matches the rest of the truck at the end. But we'll leave it like that and continue. Now, where is the actual windshield going to go? Well, it will just be behind the scoop here. So do I want to put some wedges there to just make it a bit less obnoxious on the side of this thing? Maybe like that. And then we can, well, let's get some red here, right? Because that's what we're really using at the moment. Okay, so it is going to go around here. Let's go and get some windows. And actually, normally it's easier to put windows down if you have a bit of a platform to help you. So if we just do that. And then some of these blocks will be cut away, of course. But if we just start with that. Now, actually, I'm wondering if we should use straight windows here. I'm just thinking that might be a bit better. Let's find a large window here. Now, I've got an idea for this. I'm going to bring these back like this, for example, okay, and then use that to put our windows on. So just cut away some of these things. 1, 2, 3. Let's just have 3 there. And then we'll put our window down. Now, that might have to move, but is that going to be quite good like that? Also, how many of them do we want? That might be too many, but what we can do is make these one wide, for example. We can try that. Yeah, that might be quite good, actually. Now, to round off the cab, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do here. Maybe these wedges might work quite well. I'm not so sure about this, to be honest. Or maybe it has to be one wider first. Have we got a 2 wide window, 2 by 3? Yeah, let's try those. Let's try those. Oh, and see how that works. 3 by 2, like that. Because then we can kind of blend it into the side here, right? Maybe with wedges. And then we can have an inverted 1 by 1 kind of thing going on there, like that. Okay, that's a good start, right? I'm not completely convinced yet, but it's a good start anyway. I'm quite happy with leaving it like that for a bit. After that, we want to bring it back, of course, and we want to have some windows on the sides where the doors are going to be as well. I'm not sure. I'm probably going to have doors on hinges, I'm expecting. So I guess we can either have that pillar there, or we can actually delete a few of those and get a hinge. Okay, now let's grab a robotic hinge for the door. And it's going to open up this way, right? It's going to open up to the outside, of course. Otherwise, it would probably cause chaos in this truck. So we'll open it up that way. Now, those hinges may be the right height. They might be too high. So we'll have to just carry on building before we actually know that for sure. Also, it's going to be quite a jump up there, isn't it? That is not a small vehicle to get into, but we'll figure that out. Oh yeah, here, wait a minute. Oh yeah, that's our hinge. That's a power input for the hinge, but we don't need that probably. So we can cover that up. The exhausts are going nicely underneath, which is perfect really at the moment. And then wherever the back of the cab is, for example, if it's here, we'll curve the exhaust up behind it, up the top, and then, you know, just have them pointing upwards, essentially. I think that'll work really well. How are we going to deal with this? Well, let's just put some of these things down. Maybe we want to have these wedges here, like that, and there. Yeah, maybe. I mean, either we could just flatten it off there, or, hang on a minute, let's just see what that looks like. Yeah, that looks alright, doesn't it? For a start. Or, the other idea, of course, is that we could use 2 by 1s here. Oh, is that too high? I think it is now. Let's move it down. We're already at the top of the build area. Could even put some wedges this way. Like that. That sort of works here. What if we actually use some more pyramids I mean, we don't really have to think about this too much right now because we're really just, we're looking at design, which is not so important. But we could have this kind of shape here, which continues up a bit. And it might give us a bit of extra room in the cab or, whatever. We could even have a bed here, right? Inside the cab, just behind the steering position. We could have a bed or something like that, a wall of tools and equipment. So I don't think I'll go any higher for this part, but we could leave that extension on the roof. Let's just see how that works. And this is going to be flat, of course, like that. Now, obviously the cab's not going to be probably that big, or it might be. That's quite a long cab, isn't it? Right, but we'll get some wedges here and bring that down like that. Make it a bit shorter here. There we are. Yeah, I'm not completely sure on that yet. Maybe it only wants to be one high. Anyway, we'll leave that design there. That's not so essential at the moment. It's just an idea that we can run with if we want to at some point. Okay, so now let's find out where our seat is going to go. And then, well, we don't have to route the power round yet because we're not sure exactly how we're going to power this thing. We could actually fit medium generators in here still, but we'd put them kind of down here, just sort of in line or behind the wheels, actually, down below. So that could be a good place for them, of course, with gearboxes as well, most likely, if we're going for, generator and electric power. But I think we should get a rough idea of where the seat's going to go. I'm not going to make this cab watertight. So I can, hang on a minute, if I just get a window and chuck it there, and then grab a button, which will be a push button, or maybe we'll have a toggle button for now, of one of these things. There we go. So now that door is almost operational, really. I'll probably change it around a bit. But yeah, let's just put that on there. It's quite a big door, actually, isn't it? But it is a door nonetheless, and that might work. That might work pretty well. In fact, we could also put double-sided buttons here, so we can access them from both sides, like that, inside and outside. Okay, now next, if we say this is going to be the position we're driving from, and we'll have to seal that in a bit, like that. Now these, for example, could actually be dials and things like that. So if we just, for example, put some dials down, just so we get a rough idea of where things could go. And then we'll have to bring this down here and figure out where the floor is going to be. Wait, that's a dial. Okay, we don't want to build our truck out of dials. There we are, let's try that. Is that going to be the right sort of height for the floor? It might be a bit low. But bring that back a bit and put a seat down. And probably find out it's too low. Because we probably, we won't be able to see out of the cab. It'll be way too low down. It's at least it. Okay, so the weight is now heading towards the back of the truck. That's good. Let's run up our beam here. Yeah, okay. Now, of course, when the truck's level, we are going to see a lot more out the front. So that might be okay, but we are going to try and lift it up one more block, I think. I think that's better. And it's probably one of those things that we can always change a bit later down the line. So let's just do that. That's going to be our floor height, I think. Like that. That is also in line with the exhaust, which is just below the door. So that kind of works, actually. That kind of works very, very well. Failing that, we could actually have the seat up here and then have the flooring go a bit lower on either side. That is also possible, right? So we'll put that there, right? Spawn it back in. Just have a look. It'd be easier to tell, really, when we've got wheels on the back. I might even make this like 6 wheels or something. There we are. Oh, it's an interesting situation. It's sort of bouncing up and down here. That is much better, isn't it? You can now see, we can reach the door button, which is handy. And if we get out the seat, the door is right next to us, so easy to get in and out. That is a good point. And then, of course, we can cover up the flooring here. Right, let's find out then what we want to do about this floor, because we could just have it flat, or we could angle it down a bit first. So if we just spin these around like that, right? Or we could use the 2x1s, and then we could have it flat here. If we just put one there and have the flooring like that. So we've got a raised seat, but we've got a bit more headroom. How much headroom do we actually have? Let's see how high this is then. Oh, it's 8 blocks high. That means we can stand up in there. So if you've got at least 7 blocks of height, you can stand up in a room which is 7 blocks high. So 8 is no problem at all. And we do also have plenty of room here to start routing our power and storing, you know, microcontrollers and whatever under here as well if we want to. So if I just seal that up, there's still room here for all that stuff. And that is looking pretty good actually, isn't it? Now, I will have much better wheel arches, of course, so don't worry about that. We are probably going to, you know, start them back here. Let's see. I don't know exactly how we do that yet. You know, something like that, and then we can follow it down around the other side as well. And hopefully, yeah, that'll have to be the top. I don't know. Well, we'll see. Anyway, that's not essential right now. Okay, next, I want to put some kind of wall behind the seat here. Where we could potentially have some tools, you know, and equipment and all the rest of it. So I'll build that up there. I wonder if that's a good position for it. I'm just thinking we might need some room to walk around behind. So if we just bring it back, you need like 2 blocks of space, don't you, I think, to walk around. So, or 3 would be nice as well, but we don't want to go too big here. So let's try that. There we are. Do you know what? Let's make it 1 more. And, you know, we don't want to be too cramped in there. Some of these blocks will hopefully turn into, as I say, tools and equipment. So that is the wall for now. And then we can just join up the floor for the rest of it. And, yeah, that should be sort of an interior space that we've just made there. We'll double check it. Just fill in this gap right here. Look at that. Very, very nice. In fact, what I will do is I'll grab the eraser tool and just change these into these blocks here. There we go. Okay, now I think I do actually want to have a bit of a smoother transition between the bonnet here and then the windows as well. So I'm just thinking if we can use some wedges here. Maybe 2x1s. I'm not sure how that's going to work with a scoop though. Like this? Yeah, maybe. I mean, what if this whole unit is black, so it kind of flows with that? Maybe we can take off these. Something like that. Now I'm just wondering if we can actually make this transition better as well. So I prefer this shape actually, but I reckon we could even go into perhaps some 2x1s up here. Wait a minute, oh, I've deleted that hinge. That's not good, is it? Okay, we'll have to leave that block there. Okay, and we'll have it like that, I think. That seems pretty good to me for now. Yep, I quite like that. Okay, at least it flows, right? It kind of flows, it looks a bit rounded. And doesn't look too bad. Next I suppose we can just join this up, right? And I could have some more windows back there. I don't think it's necessary though. So let's take away these bits, right? And the exhausts can come up here. So we'll grab those and then we'll get an enclosed angle and bring it up the side like that, right? Then we'll just take it straight up to... Now, how is that exactly going to work? Now, actually, if these pipes are exposed here, we probably don't want them to be enclosed ones, do we? Because then they'll just be blocks and a bit boring. So if we just angle them here and then use an actual pipe, maybe dark grey or, well, you know, kind of a metallic colour. I mean, we don't have any shiny surfaces, do we, in the game? But, hang on, why is that not dragging? Does anyone else have that problem? Let me know in the comments if anyone else has that problem where you can't drag stuff. It really annoys me. Anyway, let's find some exhaust tips. And yeah, we'll just use that one. Is that a good height? Yeah, I think so. I think that's alright, isn't it? Very cool. We could even create, let's see, some kind of sort of bracket to go around them to look like it's holding them in place. Maybe. I'm not quite sure, actually. Don't know how well that's going to go down. Let's just find out. Use those. They look a bit more low profile, don't they? Put a red block back there. Then use a 2x1. How's that going to look? Like that. Let's make that grey, actually. I'm not quite so sure about that, to be honest. We could use something else as a replacement for it. But I think on their own, those pipes, they look a bit sort of... I don't know, they stand out a bit, don't they? They look a bit out of place. So anyway, we'll figure that out. Now, we do want some wheel arches, and they can obviously stick out the sides a bit. So I guess we'll use red for now. We could use a different colour, actually. We could even use the dark grey here. And we'll just try to... that door might be kind of in the way. Hopefully not, though. Yeah, that door is definitely in the way there. Either we can lower down the wheels a bit, or we can use the other type of wheel and see if they'll fit better. The current wheel is going on there. Okay, so let's shift the wheel along one and also down at the same time. So down here, okay? And we'll just see if that creates a better opportunity for us to make some wheel arches. Okay, so we're going for the non-suspension version at the moment. We've moved them forwards and down, so we've got more ground clearance for the most part as well. I think that's quite good there. So let's try it. Because we don't have that suspension in the way, sorry, you can see better now. It's much better. There's a lot more space there to use. So let's figure out what we're going to do here. And there we are. I've made some wheel arches. Now, I'm not totally happy with those, actually. They look very, very big, don't they? Not as in, they don't stand out very far, but they're very, very long. I don't know if they look quite right, but they might be. When we've finished the whole thing, they might look okay as well. If we do a bit of painting here, it might make more sense. Like that, for example. We could try and actually move them in a bit. So let's just select these and see how that looks. Move that in, and now that works. However, the wheels might actually contact it. I think it's better if we leave them like that, just so that the wheels actually don't, interact with these things and start causing problems. Well, we can always change it, but let's run with that for now. I guess we can have the truck coming back like this, a bit higher than the front here. So we'll just bring it up there, like this. Very, very good. Now, actually, I have had some kind of idea. I've just sort of filled in some gaps here, and I'm trying to round it off a bit. But we are dealing with 2 exhaust pipes as well, so it's not going to be an easy thing to do. But I'm just going to see how this works. Right, I've got a better idea for this. Okay, here we are then. The exhausts are now done. They're installed, and I'm quite happy with it. It might change a bit. I think this part on the roof here, I like it. Maybe it's a bit too tall. I don't know. Well, let me know what you think about that, guys. But yeah, that is pretty much the front half of this truck done. Now, whether we're going to add a flatbed or a trailer, or maybe we'll have several versions of this, to support, different jobs and things like that. Because this truck could actually be used for some towing missions and rescue missions as well. Some of them are based on land, of course. So it would be helpful to have, you know, different sort of variants of this thing, which is, you know, capable of different jobs. But for now, our focus is to transfer containers from one place to another. Right then, and I think we'll leave it there for this episode. In the next episode, of course, we will continue this thing. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you've enjoyed it. Let me know if you want to see a crane or a flatbed. Maybe I can turn this into some sort of road train, whatever they're called. You know what I mean? Maybe it could be wider. Please do like the video and subscribe if you want to see more of these videos. I really do appreciate it. We've just reached 500 subscribers, so thank you so much, everybody. I can't believe it, to be honest. That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.